And everyone can record. If you had translucent down, you can all record this. Okay, so you picked the word translucent, Gus. Can you reread the sentence?
Uh-huh. When she held them up to the sun, the light shone through the translucent stones, making them glow softly.
Excellent. So, what do we think that might mean? What is another word do you think we might use for it? Philip?
Maybe they're kind of like see-through or something.
Why do you think they're see-through?
Because when she put them up to the light shined through.
So when she put them up to the light like that, it said in the text, the light shone through them. Okay, so another word we might say is see-through? Okay, and I agree. I like how you use the text and how you use what it said when it said the light shone through them. I think that was a good thing to include. So who can use translucent in another sentence if we think it means see-through? Veronica?
The girl translucent through
Looked through the
glass
translucent glass?
and see the cat.
Because if you look in here, it says the translucent stone, so that's describing the stones. So,
Yeah, and it makes sense because if you change translucent to see-through, it would still make sense.
absolutely, that's
The
a perfect
see-through-
strategy.
The
That's a
see-through
perfect strategy.
stones.
Exactly.
Or even clear.
Or clear. Clear would
Or
be another
clear,
one.
yeah.
Absolutely. You guys are so smart. Okay, so I liked Veronica's sentence. She said, what did you say? The girl looked through the translucent window
To see the cat.
to see the cat. Excellent. Okay, so you guys can stop recording. So who would like to reread the sentence with fidgeted? Gus?
Paco fidgeted nervously, and Tala kicked the toe of her shoe into the dirt, but neither of them said a word.
So based on the sentence, what other word do you think you might switch out for fidgeted?
I know.
Let's give everyone else a chance to think, because you already know what it means. What would make sense there? Paco fidgeted nervously, and Tala kicked the toe of her shoe.
Maybe moved nervously?
Moved nervously? Would that make sense?
No.
What do you think, Chloe? What do you think, Veronica? What?
I don't know.
You don't know? Let's see if it makes sense. Paco moved nervously, and Tala kicked the toe of her shoe into the dirt, but neither of them said a word. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
I think it does, but what kind of movements do you think? Why'd you pick moved, first of all?
Because I just thought of things you might do when you're nervous. You might you might walk or move funny.
What kinds of movements do you do when you're nervous? Who can show me? Yeah.
You pace back and forth.
So pacing is a good one, yeah. What else?
Like, sometimes, like, breathe harder. Like,
Yeah, sometimes you're breathing hard, yeah.
Sometimes you shake.
Sometimes you shake. So do you think fidgeting is a nervous action of something that you do?
Or you could hit the back of your head and you're like, uh-oh.
So you're right with moving, but it's kind of like a twitching feeling.
it's like sometimes people.
It's like this bad feeling inside your
Sometimes,
stomach.
like, special needs people have, like, special, like, putty to fidget with. Like, last year we had Nathan.
Yeah, he had a special toys.
He, like, always has putty and everything.
So sometimes fidgeting is just like a thing you do, like fidgeting is just a nervous movement. You're right, and so I think that was a good word, a nervous movement. So who can use fidgeted in a sentence? Ellie?
I fidgeted when my teacher called my name.
I fidgeted when my teacher called my name. Excellent.
Because I wasn't paying attention.
There you go. I like it. I like it. That would definitely make someone nervous. Okay, hit the record button. Okay. If you did a roding, can I have someone read the sentence? Philip?
Tala clutched her stones tightly and thought about how the river had polished and smoothed them, slowly eroding the rough edges over time.
So, what do you think it might mean? What word might you replace eroding with? Tala clutched her stones tightly and thought about how the river had polished and smoothed them, slowly eroding the rough edges over time. Yeah.
Maybe maybe
Felt the rough edges over over a long time.
That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say something else.
Let me come back to you, okay? I'll let you think about it. Yeah.
What was I just going to say? It was something with rubbing.
Rubbing?
That's what I was going to say. Rubbing.
Yeah.
Forming a shape.
Forming a shape.
Like from the rough edges, maybe the water kind of made the rocks soft and like made the shapes not like pointy, like not rough but like smooth.
Like wearing it out, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Like wearing it out.
Because it said
Because you're like you said,
and
it's changing
smooth.
the shape, polished and smooth. Okay. Yeah, the rough. Okay, so I
it's
like how
kinda
you're
like
looking back in the
forming.
text. You're saying, well, it has to do with polished and smooth, and then over time, the rough edges they eroded, or you're right, changed shape. So why don't we? So we want to. What word do we want to replace eroding with?
Forming.
Forming.
Or maybe
Yeah.
Okay.
rubbing.
Okay, let's try forming. Who would like to read it with forming? Veronica.
The river had polished and smoothed them slowly, forming the rough edges over time.
I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Absolutely. Okay. Who would like to use eroding in a new sentence?
Well, if it means forming.
Yeah.
I was eroding the clay.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Hit the record button. I discuss this again. Okay. So my question was, what is causing them to fight, and what will make them stop? And as we're reading, that's what we'll discuss. So can you repeat your answer again?
Is because their father died.
Their father died. How do you know?
Because it said like the mom was mad and everything, and it said that I think 3 years ago or something, or 3 months ago, her father died.
So why would that cause them to fight?
Because like they're mad that he died and everything.
And you think that makes them act differently? Excellent.
It said in the story their mom thought they were taking the anger out on their child because their father died.
Absolutely.
And they're really upset about it, and they're just taking the anger out on each other.
Absolutely. So as we continue to read today, we'll find more clues in the text and use our own background knowledge to answer the questions: what's causing them to fight, which we kind of already talked about, and then what will make them stop fighting. Okay. So I want you to be aware that you can click the record button again. What do we think will make them stop fighting? What did we highlight in the text? Gus?
I would like you both to research your stones without arguing just this once, and maybe that caused them to realize that they've been arguing basically their entire life, and well, not their entire life, until right after their father died, they started arguing, and maybe now they realize that maybe they should just get along.
So you think what her mom said just there is going to let them realize what they're doing wrong? Awesome. Awesome. Does anyone else have any other thoughts? Now remember, inferences can be different for everyone, so you can all have your own opinions or ideas with this. What other things did we infer from this page? Did we have any unfamiliar... Oh, were you going to say something?
No.
No. Did we have any unfamiliar words?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do one unfamiliar word, and then we can just kind of talk about it. Philip?
Talismans or something.
Okay, can you read the sentence with that word?
We need to find a website about talismans first.
Okay, so who said that?
Paco.
Okay, what do you think it might mean? Yeah.
Something about cavemen.
Cavemen? What's Paco interested in? Yeah.
He thinks his rock is from a volcano.
Does he?
No, he thinks that it's like magic.
Oh.
Or something.
Yeah,
I
I
thought-
thought he thinks it's magical. So, what kind of website do you think he'd want to go to?
Like a fortune something magic.
A magic website.
Okay, so what do you think talismans might mean?
Fortune.
Yeah.
It mean, well, I think it's like, it's probably a rock that looks like the rocks they have.
Oh.
Not quite. Yeah.
Maybe like he knows all different types of rocks. Maybe he knows what type of rock it is. So maybe that's a type of a rock.
Well, we know what he's interested in, right? he's interested in like the kind of the fortune and magic kind of thing. So what kind of website do you think you might want to go to? A website about magic first?
Yeah.
Or maybe like a fortune teller or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so,
Well, it kind of would make sense in the sentence because it said we need to go to a website about magic first. Well, kind of.
It's just
not
like
really.
fancy.
and I like how you said about the rock, like a website with different rocks and pictures of them, and right? Didn't you say something
That's
about that?
probably what Tower would want to go on.
Okay. Well, sometimes when we read the text, we can get good ideas of what it might mean, but we can't figure out exactly what it means for sure. So, just hit the record button again, and go since it's we'll go back to the glossary. So that's on slide 13.
Highlights of this road.
Do you think that this Apache Teardrops story is going to affect Tala and Paco? Yeah.
Well, since it said like the tears turned into black stones that rested in the river, like maybe they'll think that it's like real and everything, and maybe like Paco will be like, "Hi, I told you," because Talbot said it was volcanic rocks, and then this it said that they weren't. But like it didn't say that they weren't volcanic rocks. It said that like they're magical like tears.
Well, in the chapter before, didn't they mention how the rocks are volcanic and they're also good luck? I think this is just the story, the Apache Teardrops. I think this is just the legend of why they're good luck. So I think they're still volcanic. So how do you think that this story, parts of this story, might affect their life now? Yes.
Maybe they'll be sad because some of it were saying like they were driven off the edge of a cliff and stuff, and they'll realize that they shouldn't be fighting. They should be, happy that they weren't in that situation or something like that, and they might start getting along and.
Absolutely.
Realize
So the
they
part,
should fight.
so the part in the text where it talks about all the unfortunate things that happened might make them more thankful for what they have. Absolutely, yeah.
I did this before, but I didn't know if it made sense.
Okay.
Whoever carries these stones will have good luck always.
Okay, and how does that affect them?
Well, it's kind of what Philip said. It says it's good luck, but the stones are also volcanic, so it might affect it just a little bit.
Might affect who?
Paco and Tella. Not
How
them.
so?
Because Paco would probably be bragging if they actually were just good luck stones. Because I think he's the oldest and he likes to brag a lot.
Okay.
And it
Okay.
says that they're like, it doesn't really say that much about volcanic stones, so maybe they're like more magical. Like maybe they're the beliefs of the stones. It's like mostly people just want them for their luckiness and stuff.
Maybe. Okay. Any other things that we want to share? Okay, hit the record button. Let's go. What'd you highlight, Chloe?
How they were thinking about the woman who had cried for them.
And how do you think that's going to affect them?
Because their stones were at that time, so they could kind of think how special they are to have that, to have stones that were around when the men were there.
Okay. Yeah, Allie?
I don't know if this would really be what you asked, but I highlighted thinking about the woman who had cried for their men, and a blanket of sadness covered them both.
Why did you highlight that?
Because it was kind of like thinking about the woman who had cried for the men. They were kind of like, you could see how they were like, it was like,
Yeah.
They felt like kind of sad.
yeah.
How the story made them feel sad for the women? Absolutely. Okay. I'm gonna have you finish the story. And
Magical objects.
so a website about magical objects.
Magical objects.
That project spells are fair.
Okay, I'm going to read that next page out loud, and then we're going to see if we can have any more inferences. I know that you have some other vocabulary in there.